Okay. Good afternoon, welcome to VANIK-IAS. We will start discussing current affairs of January 25. So, topic is prison reforms. In news recently, the Prime Minister suggested prison reforms at annual police meet in New Delhi. Why prison reforms is essential and why it is essential to make police reforms and to so the Prime Minister recommended prison reforms to improve the management and suggested repealing obsolete criminal laws. So criminal laws, we need reform in the criminal laws. Why? Because the criminal laws are created during 1860s, and that is during the British era, during the colonial era, our CRPC and IPC, and there is already new various in changing circumstances in the modern contemporary times. In the modern times, there are various new age crimes, right? Various new age crimes also, there is new definitions of human rights, and we have to, there are new observations in the modern society. As the society is changing, we cannot hold the same laws of which was created a day back of around one centuries. So we have to make various obsolete criminal laws, because based on, like in every sector in jurisprudence also, we need some upgradation, and based on that upgradation we have to delete certain criminal laws. For example, like few years, like during the British period, even during the post independence India, this yeah, some sections part or some part of our CRPC or IPC, like for example the Sedition Act, these are many times many scholars have already criticized the Sedition Act. It is highly misused at present time also for political purposes. So Sedition Act that need to be amended. At least it may not be repealed, it need to be amended. For example, various new type of challenges like cryptocurrency, such type of cryptocurrency, or cyber security fraud, criminals, cyber security frauds, and also for example various crimes like like for example defaming in the online, in the digital platform. So all these types of things, in all these type of situations, we need to present new evidences. The new age crimes, they are made through digital platform. So yeah, we have to also amend the evidence act. So you have to also amend, make we have to make prisoners. There is new concept of human rights are also changing. Now we have to ensure we have to ensure, and there are various problems also. For example, judiciary is already overburdened. Many people, most of the many of those in many of the people who are residing inside a prison, they are under trial. Under trial means their the crime is not proven, right? So in this is the violation of human right. So we have to rethink about our prison, rethink about our criminal jurisprudence. We have to amend the police laws, because when these has various effects. For example, if the laws are very stringent at present time, if the laws are very stringent, we see underreporting, right? Underreporting will increase. So there are various problems with new observations, with new experimentation, new experiments, and various committees like, for example, Padmanabhiya committee. They have recommended police reforms, right? They have recommended police reforms for better justice delivery. So in such a situation, we have to amend our criminal laws, the unused laws, the criminal obsolete laws. We have to repeal them. This is what Prime Minister has recommended. Police reform. He also suggested making most police forces sensitive and training them in the emerging technologies. Right, training them in the energy. Yes, sensitive. Police need to be sensitive. Right. It should be. But during the colonial era, the earlier police system, the way they are trained, they are behaving like there is a behavioral issue of the police also, right? The behavioral issue of the police. For example, in ancient times, there was not in, for example, in pre-independence times, or even during the post-independence, in the initial decades, we have seen that the police is behaving like the king, or there is a lack of sensitivity among the police. They are not behaving like the public servants. Many times, by many instances, we see that. So based on the training also, that need to be changed, the laws need to be changed, the procedure need to be changed, they need to be upgraded with the present circumstances, right? For example, there are various types of issue regarding uh, financial frauds. Now there is technology, many of the crimes are done by technology. So technological upgradation is also essential for the police forces who are joining as a police forces. Then enhancing cooperation. He also emphasized the enhanced cooperation between the state police and central agencies to leverage the capabilities to share the best practices. Yes. Now the terrorism or criminal activities, they has become, at least these are interstate criminals. Interstate criminals, gangsters are there. There is transnational non-state actors. Transnational non-state actors means the local level criminals are connected to the national level gangsters. The national level gangsters, they are connected to the international, they are connected to the international criminals. So in such a situation, international terrorist. So in such a situation, the cooperation between the central government and the state government, and so far as the so far as the sharing of intelligence is concerned, implementing various threats, the cooperation between different forces is highly essential to counter these present challenges of transnational terrorism or non-state actors. The National Data Governance Framework. It emphasized importance of National Data Governance Framework for the smoothing of data exchange. Smoothing of data exchange across agencies. He suggested that while we should further leverage technological solutions like biometrics, there is also a need for further strengthen the traditional policing mechanisms like foot patrols, etc. Right. Next, strengthening security. He discussed strengthening of border as well as coastal security, by organizing frequent visits of officials to the other locations. Right. So there must be collaboration between different forces, between the police, between the border force security forces, between the army, between the intelligence. So this all combined with, because security is a big challenge at modern times, and the terrorist and non-state actors, they have also they technologically upgraded. They are conducting the crimes very smartly. So obviously the so obviously they need to be upgraded. Next. Overcrowding. According to National Crime Records Bureau 30, there are 5,50,000 people in the prisons across India as against capacity of the 4,25,000. So instead of, so there is almost 1 lakh, more than 1.3 lakh people are, extra people are there in the prisons, and that violates the human rights. We have to also think about the human rights. Prolonged detention under trial. This is detention under trial prisoners. Those prisoners who are not proven guilty, they are also within the within the bar, and they are not getting within the jail, and for minor offences. For minor offences, they are such as theft. Many inmates cannot even afford the bail amount. Yes, many inmates they cannot afford bail amount, and they are suffering that they are staying inside the prisons. Okay, so it is a simultaneously it is a burden on the judiciary also. It is a burden on the state resources also, and also if somebody is not for example, for a particular person is not guilty, he is under trial. Under trial means the judicial procedure are going on, he is not proven guilty. If he is punished or staying within the within behind bar, it is almost getting, and they are staying within behind bar almost like a capital punishment up to 5 years, up to 6 years, up to 7 years. So in various criminal offences we have 7 years of term. So almost they are getting the full punishment even without getting even without getting proof that they are guilty. So this violation of human rights. We have to also consider about violation of human rights. In Article 21, they hampers the economic standard of the family a lot. They are the psychological condition of the family, economical condition of the family, and also they violates various principles. For example, like the family undergoes various the next generation they suffer a lot, even if a person has not done anything, getting so much hurdles in the social life that make their life very miserable. So in such a situation, based on the Article 21, which talks about protection life and protection of life and personal liberty, in such a situation there need to be taken care properly, and at least we should try to reduce the under trial prisoners. Okay, other issues include, what are the other issues? Unsatisfactory living conditions. Yes, unsatisfactory living conditions. For example, like the Sanjay Dutt in his movie has highlighted the unsatisfactory living conditions of the jail. Lack of treatment programs, even if they are suffering. The allegations of indifferent and even inhuman approaches of prison staff repeatedly attracted attention of the critics over the years. Model Prison Manual. For this reason, government in 2016 introduced Model Prison Manual. The manual government considers aspects of such as human rights and rehabilitation of prisoners in society. Like Maharashtra government has made a Jihala scheme. Those people who are after their jail term, they will get a loan from the government to get rehabilitated, so that they will not be dependent to do for further crime for their livelihood. Rights of female prisoners, laws of prison inspection, and the right to education, even for death row convicts. Right to education, even for the death row convicts. The right to education is a fundamental right. So when I say it is a fundamental right, so everybody has the right to get that fundamental right. So even the jail prisoners, if they want to study, they will also study it. Recommendation of Law Commission to shift through, yes, Law Commission report. What is this? See, we always have to follow Law Commission report and ARC report. If in governance we need to follow ARC report, and so far as police reform is concerned, you must quote the Law Commission report. The Law Commission recommended that the detained for offences, commission those detained for offences that come with punishment of up to 7 years of imprisonment should be released on completing one third of that period, and those charged with offences that attract longer jail term after they complete half of that period. Suppose, for example, it is the Law Commission. Somebody has done a crime and is in 10 years of jail. So even if he complete 5 years of jail, he must be released It also recommended the police should be avoid needless arrest, while magistrates should refrain from mechanical remand orders. Right? There should not be any needless arrest. Unnecessarily there should not be any arrest because the jail are overburdened. Justice Amitabh Roy Committee recommendations. In 2018, Supreme Court constituted a three-member committee to be headed by the apex court judge Amitabh Roy, who took in the aspect of the jail reforms across the country and make recommendations on several aspects, including the overcrowding in the prisons. The special fast-track courts to be set up for the deal with exclusively petty offences like they are pending for more than 5 years. So those who are pending more than 5 years, there should be special fast-track courts. And fast-track courts should be constituted. For the accused person who are charged with petty offences that granted bail, but who are unable to arrange COT should be released on a personal recognitions, on a personal like a PR bond, right? Accused person who are charged with petty offences, they should be released on a personal bond. Okay, launching a national mission for justice delivery and legal reforms. That's right. There should be a national mission for justice delivery and legal reforms. These are the recommendations by Amitabh Roy committee. Lack of confidence in the police. Lack of confidence. People in general do not have confidence in the police. This is particularly true in the lower strata of society, who feel that there is one law for the poor and another law for the rich. There is one law for the poor and another law for the rich. Complex law and order problem. Law and order problems are becoming more and more complex without passing every year. With passing every year, organized crime are acquired international dimension. They are organized crime, right? Intentionally, they are making the crime. The organized crime means you know that you are making crime. You will make a proper plan. You will make a crime, right? In other type of crime, unorganized crime means to somebody come in anger and just made a killed person just while fighting. Arms trafficking and drug trafficking do not observe any borders. Cyber crimes are increasing in geometrical progression. Poor infrastructure. The police are not able to deliver partly. The police are not able to deliver partly because of poor infrastructure. There is a huge scope for improvement in transport, communications, and forensic as well. Transport, communications, and forensics. There are huge deficiencies in human resources. There is huge deficiency in human resources. There is uh, poor infrastructure. Overall, there is a workload. According to status policing to report 2019, an average policeman works for 14 hours a day and does not get any weekly off. 14 hours a day and does not get any weekly off. This take heavy toll on his mental and physical health. Poor housing condition, long working hours have adverse effect on the police performance. Right, police performance, right? When a high working hour occurs, then that also leads to, for example, corruption. That also lead to unfair practices and also technological operation. Also, there is enormous scope for technological inputs into the functioning of the police. These inputs would act as a police force multiplier. For example, like Haryana government has started a scheme, that is smart e-bid system, a scheme that will ensure the uh, that will that will ensure about the police attendance and police patrolling in different areas. Similarly, Nistha application are started by the government of Himachal Pradesh. They are also practicing to reduce such type of monitoring to reduce the crime. The ruling issued a series of measures that were to be undertaken by any governments, by the governments to ensure that the ruling issued the ruling issued a series of measures that were undertaken by the governments to ensure police could go their work without worrying about any political interference. There is also political interference while conducting the while making the decisions. So, in such a situation, series of measures that need to be undertaken to reduce the political interference. Fixing the tenure and selection of DGP. Fixing the tenure selection of DGP to our situation where officers about to return few months are given the post. Right. That need to be fixed. In order to ensure no political interference, minimum tenure was sought for the Inspector General of Police so that they are not transferred in midterm by the politicians. Right. So to reduce the effect of politicians, IG of police they are not transferred so that they can work in a better manner. Next. Supreme Court further directed the postings of officers being done by the police establishment boards. Police establishment boards comprising police officers and senior bureaucrats to insulate powers from posting and transfer from the political leaders. So yes, so these appointments should be based on the senior bureaucrats. That's why its report is also directed the officers. Is being done by the police established boards. So that will talk about the postings of and powers of politics. So that the political interference can be reduced and the professionalism can be introduced in the police system. State Police Complaints Authority. There is a recommendation of setting up State Police Complaints Authority (SPCA) to be transformed, where common people aggrieved by police action could approach. The State Security Commissions. The Supreme Court had directed separation of investigation and law and order functions to better improve policing. Setting up State Security Commissions that would have members from civil society and forming National Security Commission and forming National Security Commissions. So Supreme Court has directed separation of investigation and law and order functions so that these things will be done proper policing and there will be some professionalism in investigations. Members of so the members of civil society and forming National Security Commission. Civil society will be also included in the State Security Commission so that investigation and law order situation can be maintained in a better manner. Next is BSF Camel contingent to have women personnel in the Republic Day parade. In a first women personnel will be part of the reward security forces camel contingent in the Republic Day parade. First time, so it will have a camel contingent with women personnel. Also, the ceremonial 21 gun salute during the parade will be given using 105 mm of Indian field guns, which are replaced the vintage British 25 mm pounder guns. Since independence, the 21 gun salute has been accurate by the 7 vintage quick fire 25 pounder guns, which fire back rounds as the national anthem is played. There will be 16 marching contingents 16 marching contingents from the armed forces, central paramilitary forces, the Delhi police, the National Cadet Corps, NCC, the NSS, along with the 19 military pipes, drum bands, or 27 tableaus of various states, departments, and armed forces will take part in the Republic Day Parade of India. World Economic Forum news. The World Economic Forum annual meeting 2023 held on Davos, Switzerland, which has concluded. Yes, Davos, Switzerland concluded. It was 53rd edition of annual meeting of WEF. The meeting has brought together 2,700 leaders in 130 countries, including 52 heads of state government. The theme this year was cooperation in a fragmented world. Cooperation in a fragmented world, right? Because of COVID pandemic, many type of there is uh, because of the COVID pandemic, the fragmentation, the supply chain of the world trade has happened. That's why the trade is disturbed, and because of the US, because of the Russia and Ukraine war, also we experience such type of disruption. So in that regard, cooperation in the fragmented world, which is yes, that will be expected. Next, new initiative law giving the Amplify Earth Action (GEA) is a good initiative launched by WEF with support from more than 45 partners to fund new and existing public, private, and philanthropic partnership (PPPs) to help unlock 3 trillion financing needed each year to net zero, reverse natural nature loss, and biodiversity by 2050. So by 2050, we have to reverse the nature law and restore the biodiversity. So for that, we need 3 trillion of the finances, right? So new initiatives are launched. So it is the responsibility of the developed countries and all the countries to have common but differentiated responsibilities. That means the developed countries will contribute more, the developing countries they will contribute less, but all of them have to contribute. So they all of them has to contribute and against the climate change and the restoration of the biodiversity. The coalition of trade ministers and climate, it brings together countries to boost international cooperation on climate, trade, and sustainable development. It is currently co-led by trade ministers of Ecuador, the European Union, Kenya, and New Zealand, and so far consists ministers from 27 jurisdictions. Global Collaboration Village. It was launched by World Economic Forum in collaboration with Accenture and Microsoft as a fast global purpose-driven metaverse platform. Global Collaboration Village. Okay, metaverse platform to improve the business in the IT sector. Other key takeaways from the annual meeting: the global economic outlook. The most business leaders were upbeat about the economy, with the US and European Union seemingly beyond the risk of a recession now. Yes, Europe and European Union, they are on just near of the recession, right? Their growth has slowed down, and that is a big challenge for them. The reopening of China. China ending zero COVID policy, reopening its business has added to the positive outlook. However, this would mean a rise in the energy consumption, thereby driving up the energy prices. Geothermal energy, the wind energy, hydro energy, biogas energy, all these type of energies now we are moving towards. India has promised of around India has promised For example, India has promised net zero carbon neutrality by 2070, right? 450 gigawatt of renewable energy by 2030. This has India has promised in the Glasgow summit in 2000. 21, right? So this is climate change. In that regard also everybody agreed. So these are the outcomes of the World Economic Forum Davos Summit. Now the critical analysis of World Economic Forum, the persistent criticism of WEF, World Economic, where the overreach and powerful fly in the private jets to talk about the climate poverty alleviation and climate action. However, despite its flaws, the conference is an opportunity to key decision makers to interact with each other. More conversation and communication is better than less contact and communication. Right, the criticism is that poverty elevation. They go in private jets and very big people they go and reach there. They talk about climate action. So that is the criticism. Okay, but as they are determining about the policies, so it is important that they must come together. Next, Ahom burial mounds in Assam. Recently, news union government has decided to nominate Assam's the Charaidao Moidans to UNESCO World Heritage Center. Charaidao Moidans to UNESCO World Heritage Center. It has been selected from 52 sites across the country seeking World Heritage Site tag. Assam's Saraidev Moidans are the Ahom equivalent of the ancient Egyptian pyramids. It's like the Egyptian pyramids. Moidans present in the late medieval mound burial tradition of the Thai Ahom community in the Assam. Right? Ahom community in the Assam. Thai Ahom community in the Assam. So there is they have also structures like the pyramids in the Assam. Dynasty is founded in the Chaolung Siu Ka in 1253. Ahom ruled lasted about 600 years until the British annexed Assam 1826. So British annexed Assam 1826 and Ahom rule lasted. Charaideo, more than 400 kilometers east Guwahati, was the first capital of the Ahom dynasty. INS Vagir, fifth submarine. The fifth Scorpene submarine, INS Vagir, is commissioned. The fifth Scorpene class submarine, INS